name is Seth Mader. I am the Director of Information Systems at the San Diego Regional Center, and today I'm here to discuss a brief overview of the San Diego Regional Center Wiki site. Some of you may be asking yourself, what is a wiki? Well, originally, wiki is a Hawaiian term that means very fast. More recently, wiki has become to be known in the internet community as a website that a large group or community is able to update and add content to. The reason that San Diego Regional Center has developed a wiki site is because we realize that there is a need to have open access to written documents and forms in one centralized place that is easily searchable. And that's where the development of our SDRC wiki site has come. So prior to staff being able to access the wiki site, they will need to receive an invitation email from the Information Services Department. The email invitation to the wiki site will actually be coming from the company that hosts our online wiki site called PB Works. Once you get the invitation, there will be a link in the email to click on, which will take you to a website where you can set up your user account. Once you get to that website, you will notice that your username is your work email, which will be your first name dot your last name at sdrc.org. Then you'll be asked to enter in a password, and it may be convenient if you use the password that you use to enter or log into SDRC's network. So we would strongly encourage you to use that password. Also, we will strongly encourage you to use Internet Explorer as your browser. And if you do so, once you enter in your password and log in, Internet Explorer will ask you if you want to save that password in Internet Explorer, and we would highly encourage you to do so. This way, every time you log into the wiki, you don't need to remember what password you used. Once you get into SDRC's wiki site, you may be taken to a number of different pages, but most likely you'll be taken to the main network page. You'll only be taken here the first time you are logged into the wiki site. To navigate to SDRC's wiki site homepage, you will select Workspaces at the top of the web page. And once you get to the Workspace site, you will go down to the bottom and click on SDRC, which will then take you to SDRC's wiki site homepage. Now, once you get to the homepage, you will notice that there are instructions about what to do first. The first thing that we recommend that you do is bookmark this site. And bookmarking the site will add a quick link to your Internet Explorer so that you don't need to remember how to access the wiki anymore. When you open Internet Explorer, there will be a link in your bookmark section that will take you directly to SDRC wiki site's homepage, and therefore you will not need to remember the web address any longer. So to bookmark the site in Internet Explorer, you will go to the top right-hand side of the page, and you will notice a star, a 5-pointed star, and you will select that, which will then ask you if you want to bookmark the site. We would strongly recommend that you click on the down arrow next to Add Bookmark and select Add to Bookmark Bar. That way, the bookmark will be represented in the bookmark bar at the top of your Internet Explorer page. After you've bookmarked the page, you will notice that the second item under what to do first is set up your user profile. And we'll discuss why this is very important when we go through setting up your profile. So to get to your profile, you will notice at the top right of the screen there is a search bar. And just to the left of the search bar will be most likely a sphere that's gray and has your initials. You're going to click on that gray sphere, and which will open up a pop-up window, and then you will select Profile. Once you're in the Profile page, on the left-hand side of the screen, underneath the gray circle with your initials, you will notice a icon that says Edit Profile. So we're going to click on that. This will take you to where you can edit your personal profile. There are several things that you can edit. One is you can add a profile picture if you like. Also, we would ask that you enter your name, and this would be what you would like to be called. And please, just for consistency, please don't use all capital letters or all lowercase letters. Use your name as though you would sign it. And then there is a section where you can add your job title, and we would also ask that you use the job title that is listed on your job description. So for social work counselors, we would ask that you use social work counselor and not service coordinator or SC. Going down further on this initial personal information of your profile, you will notice the email address, and then under email address there's an option to change password. So if ever in the future when your network password or your SanDisk password changes, if you'd like to keep all your passwords the same, this is where you could go in and change or update your password. So if you notice at the left column of this personal information screen, there's also an option where you can change or add your contacts or your other social media profiles. So for instance, here's where you could add your work telephone number, or your professional LinkedIn profile, and so on, if you like. Under Contact and Social, there is a section for information in your profile. This is where you could enter your office location. For example, mine says Kearny Mesa office. And then under Information, there is a section for notifications. And this is going to be very important for you to select. If you leave the notification section at its defaults, you will most likely get emails frequently throughout the day from PBWorks informing you of changes to the wiki site. Some people may be interested to get those informational emails so they can be informed of everything that goes on in the wiki, and that is certainly fine. But there are also options where you can change your notification settings. And for example, under Send Notifications, you can click the down arrow and you can choose either to get notifications right away, or once per day, once per week, or you can disable your notifications so you don't receive multiple emails throughout the day. You also may see at the top of the notification screen, there is a checkbox next to an item called Starred Items. We will discuss starred items later in the presentation, but basically it's the same thing as bookmarking or making a favorite of one of the files or wiki pages inside the wiki. So then you could potentially be notified of any changes to that individual wiki page if you starred it or made it one of your favorites. And also you'll notice at the bottom right, there is a section that says Save and Continue or Save and Exit. So after you make any change to the wiki site and or your profile, you're going to want to make sure you save those changes. So Save and Continue means that you save the changes and continue to make additional changes to that wiki page or your profile. Or Save and Exit will save the changes and exit you out of that page. To navigate back to the wiki home site, you can either press the bookmark that we initially made to bookmark the page, or you can click on Workspaces at the top of the screen. Then back to SDRC, which is located at the bottom of the next page. And then you'll be back at the main wiki homepage. As you can see on the main Wiki homepage, there is a search bar at the top right. There is our mission statement at the top left. There is a banner that's similar to our SDRC.org homepage. There is information, so in case you forget perhaps what we discussed during this tutorial, there's instructions about what to do first, including setting up a bookmark and setting up your profile. And there's also a hyperlink where it says learn more about navigating the wiki. If you click that hyperlink, it will take you to PBWorks wiki that has information about anything you would ever want to know about the wiki and how to navigate it and how to move through it. You also may notice that on the homepage on the left there are a column of links, and these are just commonly used links that people find useful, including a link to our staff directories, all of the SDRC departments, our SDRC.org site, etc. So now that we've just talked generally about the wiki and setting up your profile, now we'll talk about how to use the wiki to find information that you may need if either your supervisor is not around or some of your senior staff coworkers are out in the field or not available. The primary way that we feel most people will use the wiki site is through the search bar. Just think about it like a Google search for SDRC. For example, if perhaps you're a social worker and you're not familiar with the placement process, and this may be the first time that you're going to assist a client to move into a residential setting, you could just type in the search bar placement. And even before you're done typing, you'll see a long list of potential things that you may be interested in. If you don't see anything, you can either click on any of those in the quick window, or you can just type enter to see a full list of any of the topics that include placement. And say you're interested in placement for adults, you could just click on that hyperlink. And that will take you to a wiki site that discusses the placement process. It will have links to all the necessary forms that you will need to do so. So for example, if you need to make a referral, well, you can read the instructions and it'll tell you what to do, but you may want to get a client referral form, and you can click the link to take you right there. And from here, if you would like to download a copy of it so you can start typing, at the top of the preview screen, you will notice a down arrow. If you click on that down arrow, it will start downloading the form for you, and you can open it up and just start typing in the fillable document. You also may notice to the right of the down arrow, there is a little envelope icon, and if you click on that, it will open up a box where you can type in a coworker's email address and send the form directly to that worker in case a worker may come to you and ask you, where I can't find the form, where is it? This is an option where you could just share a placement form or any other form with another worker. You will also notice at the bottom of any wiki page or wiki file, there is a comments box. This box is for anyone in the regional center to be able to comment on a file or form or ask a question. For instance, you may want to ask, is this the most updated form? And so you could type in that comment and then click add at the bottom, and your comment will go there, and the person that uploaded the form will receive a notification that you had made a question, and so they can reply to your comment. So in general, that's how to use the search field. The search field can also be used not only to search documents or procedures, but it can be used to search anything on the wiki, including other members of the Wiki, which would be any other member of the San Diego Regional Center, and would give their contact email if you needed to get a hold of them. So going back to the home page, you will notice at the top there is another bar that starts with the SDRC emblem, the tree. And what that icon does, if you click on it, it does the same thing as the home button. It takes you back to our Wiki homepage. Then next to that is the home page, which is self-described. And next to home, you'll see a link that says Files. If you click on Files, it will take you to the basic file structure of the Wiki site. So primarily, most people will use the search feature. If you prefer not to use the search feature, you can navigate through the Wiki by going to the Files section and clicking through the file structure. So in general, the file structure is there is a folder for every San Diego Regional Center department. And so for instance, if you click on Case Management, you'll be taken to the Case Management folder and all of its subfolders. There's currently other subfolders for the Service Coordinator Procedures Manual, resources. So individuals at the Regional Center could potentially upload resources like maybe a dental clinic or a conservatorship clinic, and it can be in there so it's available for everyone in the Regional Center to search for and have, rather than keeping many paper copies in your office. So that's in general the file structure. Next to Files, at the top you will see a link to something that's called Tasks. The Wiki has the ability to have a manager assign tasks to other individuals if there's something that needs to get done or a form that may need to be updated. Tasks could be assigned. We may not be using that feature at the moment, but it's available. Next you will see a Members tab, and when you click on that, it just brings up all the members of the Wiki, which is every employee at the Regional Center. Next to Members, you'll see a tab that says Activity. The Activity page documents all of the changes to the SDRC Wiki. As you will note, there will be some changes, and it will say who made the change, the date and time of the change, and some of them may also be able to let you see what change occurred. So if you click on any of them on the Show Changes button, for instance, in this one that says Compare Versions of Institutional Deeming and Medicaid Waiver, there will be a red line out, which is the parts of the document that were deleted, and then a green underlined word, which is the word or words that had been added. So if you decide not to have receive notifications in real time of changes to the Wiki, you can always go to the Activity section and browse through to see what changes have occurred in the Wiki. That concludes the beginner portion of the Wiki training. And this training is for individuals that only have reader rights. And reader rights are rights to search the Wiki, download forms, share forms, and comment on files and Wiki pages. But it does not include the ability to add content or delete content from the Wiki. That will be in a separate training for Wiki editors. Thank you for your time. Enjoy your time on the Wiki.